My special guest this morning on Showbiz Review, I have the man, Charlie. This guy, they spit the way they give bars, right now. But life, he be so. Sometimes you go feel give bars, sometimes you go feel the bar top. But sometimes you go feel
view in studio.
Yo. Hey, some transformation like that. Serious, my special guest that we're here to talk about 3 Music Awards. Broski, everything cool?
Bro, Charlie, much love. Thanks for having me. Everything blessed.
Nice. And this morning, in fact, when we started the conversation earlier on, I thought production was going to have you on the phone line. So, but then seeing you here in the flesh is much better. But congratulations on the comeback of 3 Music Awards.
Thank you.
And then thing that is the main thing that is on people's mind. I mean, me that you did the job inside. People want to know why you people just left. You people just go.
We didn't just leave, Charlie.
You just branched. You took a detour or something. What happened?
It was a short break. What happened there? I think I've told the story honestly and openly on every platform I've been to. It was nothing more than business challenges. We are not going to sit on a high horse and pretend there was any grand idea behind our absence. It was basically that we had certain ideas that we wanted to, live up to and be able to execute and continue in a tradition that has been, groundbreaking for each event. And we just didn't find ourselves in the right place with the right partners at the time to be able to deliver that. So instead of coming with something that would disappoint my big brother, and then let me do it well.
Because if you disappoint somebody like me, I will punch you.
I know you.
Yeah.
Nobody today I know you, so I know.
When I put on my life for that side, there
be different conversation. You don't be bro again.
So you just wanted to get the right environment and the right business back in order to do
exactly.
That.
Absolutely.
So that means there were challenges securing sponsorship or getting financial support to do.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, we're not going to pretend about it. It's been a very rough time. Last year was a very rough time for many businesses. Everything was almost helter-skelter, and the creative industry itself doesn't always get the support it needs, period. So being an independent media house and being an independent award scheme, it was a very big, challenge to be able to continue climbing up. You have a load, and we keep climbing with that same load. So you get to some place, you need to take a break before you break down. And we had to make that tough choice. Do we go forward with, the ingredients we have, and maybe my big brother no go like the food, or do we take our time and get it right and make sure we can serve everybody? And I think that's the story in a nutshell.
How hard or how easy was it for you guys to get to that conclusion that, look, we just can't do it? How hard? How many meetings were held for you to get to that level?
It wasn't hard. It was heartbreaking.
Tell me about it.
It was sad. It was looking and saying, "Oh, Charlie,"
because you had fire, you had momentum.
Yeah, we had momentum, we had fire, and we did that because we had the right people involved with regards to the corporate world. We had the right spine, the right fuel, but things go boom in the night, and we don't always know why. So we were at a point where we had to make that tough decision. And when we made it, there was a moment of silence where everybody realized that this is a big deal. This choice we've made is a big deal. But we went forward being optimistic about that big deal because we knew that when we do come back, it's going to definitely be what people love.
Now run me through this, Cyril. Although you might not want to give me figures, because I know say you might not want to do that, but how expensive...
I'm a politician for you right now.
I know. How expensive is the 3 Music Awards? Because I've seen editions where I've been backstage and I've been on stage and I've been somewhere monitoring. And I see the level of production that goes design, with the set designs, the various angles, the camera team, everything. Like I've seen stuff that happen. How expensive is it?
It's very expensive. And when I say very, I mean it's a very capital, draining venture.
How many dollars are we talking about?
Oh, I'm not going to go into space. I won't even like
100,000.
I'm not
200,000. Let me know if I'm getting hot.
I'm not going to
300,000, 400,000.
What I can say,
$500,000.
Onyame.
Okay, let's
miss call. What I can tell you is that it's okay to be able to recognize and award people in your own stead.
Okay.
But when you want to make that a creative enterprise that captures groundbreaking performances, it captures, like you said, wonderful set design, art direction, bringing brands on board and activating for them and all that. It's a multi-layered marketing activation. And if people are able to run normal marketing activation, billboard, float and things, and then if you clock 1 million CDs, then if they can put all the stars in it together, then you now put your mind to it. So to give you an idea of a figure, I'll put you in a room. So, I'm not saying somewhere around there. I'm saying that normal marketing activities, if you are serious about your brand, you will do a few activities here, 200K, 300, 150,
181 million.
181 million. That's a normal marketing activation. Maybe how the Sobolo be na aba and how the biscuit be na aba to get it out there. And then imagine, say, my first celebrities, say, come and let's celebrate you in grand style.
Yeah.
Compare that to just selling biscuits or selling Sobolo.
So at this point in time, can I say cereal? You're saying that it's somewhere around 2 million or 3 million Ghana cedis?
No comments.
No comments on that.
No comments.
I'll move on. But definitely, let me give you guys props for this. I mean, the amazing set that you did for the amazing production that you did for Black Sheriff. That is the Kwaku the Travelers. It was so on point. You people
that's iconic. Yeah.
One of the most iconic moments of 3 Music Awards, and I remember I think I was backstage, and then I saw how. Charlie, everybody just they run around for there. Giddy, 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 giddy. The water start falling. No, I say, I die. But it was so beautiful, and then the technical production part of it, where I for once I thought it was Charlie the rain will mess with the microphones and
the vlog will be slippery. Everything was thought about. I mean, like I said, it's a lot of creative enterprises coming together for one venture. So we have a lot of creative minds, at hand, specialists, and people who have the years and years of experience in their various fields. Sound are sound, lighting are lighting, screens are screens, stage set designers, So it was, creme de la creme coming together. That's what Farewell 11 said. Yes, despite the adrenaline and the excitement and everything, you will definitely still get that vibe where you know that everybody is on point.
But do you think the interruptions, because I have 2 questions with respect to the interruptions, you built when the award scheme started, it built a certain level of goodwill, right? And the interruptions might as well change public perception about the brand, as in 3 Music Awards. Have you done any form of survey on it to see if it's going to be as welcoming as it used to be, and if people are that interested in it as they used to be?
Yeah, I mean, your value is most visible when people express your absence. What is Charlie like? I miss bro. Yes, then that means that you had some value, and we've been getting that for over a year, everywhere. If you go to talk about Accra, you end up talking about 3 Music Awards. If you go and talk about Zetkra, you go end up talking. So we know that the value of the brand is still up there, and people still love it, and people are excited. But the good thing is that while we were not able to do that award last year, we were able to grow the channel phenomenally.
Okay,
our programming has gone up. Our brand partners have gone up. Our reach has gone up. Our event space has gone up. I mean, we shut down Pentagon with King Promise. We've done Salah Fest. We're doing career impact programs with AT Network, Refresh, all that. So we've grown from just being the awards guys and, playlisting and entertaining to becoming what a full-fledged independent media house needs to be. So it's not like we didn't do 3 Music Awards. So
and then you people were sleeping.
No.
We're not eating gobe at one side.
No. We don't go by the other top, but after the work is done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So my concern would be, stuff that you guys have put in place now to avoid, or prevent similar interruptions in the future. Because I'm thinking that if we have some of these interruptions, it might mess a little bit with the credibility or the consistency, part of it. I don't know if you've put in certain measures to make sure some of these interruptions doesn't happen? I don't know.
I mean, all conversations we're having with our current brand partners are not one-time conversations. They are extended conversations that are going to make sure that, you know, what we're coming back with is not a fluke or a one-instance event. It's something that they are also committing to be a part of our creative journey so far as the awards and the 3 Music TV brand is concerned. So yes, there's been a lot put in place, even with regards to the structural, nature of the network. A lot has changed. You know, we have a CEO, we have a new CEO, Madam Rashida Yasmin Abdullahi. We have a new management board. Medrodusu is in charge of commercial. Jefoli is in charge of programming. I head brands and marketing. Step is in charge of production. Lenny Lomote is editorial. Le Salvador is digital content manager, director. So
Guys.
Yes, so there's an actual team of Avengers who who are ready for any threat. So we've really been building a business, and when you build a business right, sustainability is something you can rest assured will stand the test of time.
So as it stands now, we are rest assured that there's not going to be interruptions with respect to 3 Music Awards. Every year we'll have them.
If Yawa come here and blast me, I go come. I'll come and make quiet. Then you tear for me. Then I go.
Before you even continue, I beg, Nana, cut this part for me.
They control Google Drive next year.
I'm going to save it and then send it to people that you don't know. Yeah, very trained. But then there's also one of the, maybe to me, one of the controversies around the 3 Music Awards would be ownership. And it has popped up in several industry conversations. And, at a certain point in time, but I don't know, Baba Sadiq thing right now, is it? Then, there's a public statement, a press statement saying, as it stands now, there's a new CEO for 3 networks. And I mean, there's
somebody pull document.
There's somebody go pull document for somewhere. And, all these things are popping up. And, these, I'm just saying from the people's perspective.
Yeah.
What is it? What exactly is going on?
It's not that deep, bro. The cracker of it is that Baba Sadiq is the founder. And that is a time-tested statement. It's not going to change ever. Same way Bill Gates is the founder of Microsoft, but he doesn't run it.
Okay.
3 Music or the 3 Media Networks has a CEO which was appointed by the board, whose name I've mentioned, and that board is in charge of the company as a business.
Okay.
Baba Sadiq's role as the founder has never been in question. It's on all his profiles. He says it everywhere. We acknowledge him everywhere as the founder of the business. But no, I, as a member of management, cannot speak and will not speak to ownership because I'm not a shareholder and I'm not a board member. But what I can speak to, what I can speak to is the fact that when a business changes its captain, the right thing that should be done is that the general public and all stakeholders should be informed that Cyril is no longer at the helm of affairs. Asumesi is at the helm of affairs. We missed the initial opportunity to do that because we were in the transitional phase.
Okay.
So it was just an issue of what needed to be done being done, but maybe the timing is what
was not favorable.
Yes.
Okay.
And if there were any lapses of communication, rest assured those have all been resolved.
Okay. So I asked this question at the back of, because when brands are being built in the initial stages, there are certain connections that are made personally to the person who's like the touch point of it. And definitely Baba's influence in the creative space and the type of goodwill he has and the favors that he can call, all added up to the beauty of it. And to see it, several controversies surrounding it,
I mean, I wouldn't call it a controversy. What I would say is that it came as a surprise.
How would you call it?
Yes, it came as a surprise to people because people had a narrative in their head. So to see a presser that went against that narrative, everybody like, I mean, say that. And that shock is what maybe must have landed on ears and eyes the wrong way. People are always known for what they are most predominantly invested in.
Exactly.
And Baba Sadiq's most predominant investment visually and in the industry, like you said, has been this brand. And like I said, as a founder, his acknowledgement has never been in question. my personal most dominant investment is my rap career. That's why even when I came here to come and talk about business, the first thing exactly. And everywhere I go, I was on Nana McBrown's show. She made me rap before. I smell me by a rap, but she gave me you get what I'm saying? So people become synonymous to what they invest most of their passion and their time into.
So you feel it was just a shock that
it's just the shock, bro. It's just the shock. It's like, when you hear that maybe something that you thought belonged to Serial, and then one day you hear that, oh no, Serial hasn't owned it for the last 5 years, so Agla owns it. It's a better shock. Doesn't mean it's negative. It just means that the shock of you coming to this realization.
But it's controversial.
No, it would be controversial if the information
pops up and then say that why is this?
So that's why I said that if there were lapses in communication between all parties, people above my pay grade have resolved that.
Okay.
But that's why I'm speaking as a member of management.
Not a member of board.
Not the member of the board or a shareholder. Okay. Because in my best knowledge, decisions were made and implemented above a lot of pay grades. But regardless, the intention was not to discredit or throw anybody under the bus. As a business, you inform the general public that Mr. A is no longer running the ship. Mr. or Mrs. B is now in charge of it. Okay. There's nothing. Businesses do it all the time.
Simple.
Simple.
I know.
Like you are saying, because there's a passion point to it, and Baba Sadiq is a brother to all of us. Yes. We all took passion to that response, and that is what it was. If Kafra, if it was some business that you and I were not involved in, exactly. Yeah. So it is because we care about Baba Sadiq that we were like, hey, what's going on? Not necessarily because anybody wishes Baba Sadiq ill. Not from my perspective of where I sit on management. Does anybody have a problem with Baba Sadiq to say that that's why this was happening? The business decided to do what any business does. And
especially when you're expanding, you're growing. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, get you. Just to clear the air on that, there's no animosity so far as I am concerned.
3 Music Awards. In fact, I can say spokesperson or a Kasamafo. It's up in the building now. Let me get my panel in, Mr. Edem Chotome, and you were there for the lunch at the nominees
everywhere.
Edem is everywhere, Charlie.
Yeah, then you did there.
Yeah.
You saw everything that happened. Yeah. Okay.
Anybody,
do you have a question for Cyril?
Yeah. But before that, I think we need to light up our roads, because some of our roads are becoming actually a converging point for miscreants, which is very, very risky at night. I mean, yesterday at the Kao Kudi there, close to the Accra girls, just around 8:50 something, people were in the dark, and they threw sandstone at us in the car. So if we had stopped, the driver had to drive so that we get to Jolu to stop and, clean up. Charlie, it was really scary. I mean, we need the Achimota route. Look at how that road is important. And you go to that place, the N1, the whole place is dark.
Adam,
I mean, why are you making a safe haven for criminals? It's really crazy.
So here in Accra, where the big men are, they are not doing this. Do you want me to tell you about what's happening in Kumasi? Do you want to hear Sokoban issue?
Yeah, the Namanaju,
Let's continue. Let's continue. Let's talk.
So let's watch out. Let's watch out.
Safety first, I beg you. Make my brother.
Very, very important. Charlie and Rob, Charlie.
We are much you.
You say me now. Yeah, Titipa. I want to. Do you have a category definitions?
I don't have it here with me.
You have it. Okay.
Share with us.
The current one.
Yeah, the current
one. Kwame B- share with us.
So
well finished. I tell you. Good.
Yeah. So because people are raising some issues, especially they're trying to understand how you came by the Woman of the Year. So I wanted to check the definition. Based on the people who are on there. Can you, as you are here, can you share with us, what qualifies someone to be a Woman of the Year?
I want him to read it. Let him read it. Let's go through the category so that it's not reporter speech. But I understand that people will definitely have some feedback, because every award scheme, it wouldn't be one without the feedback or the questions. So let's get into it.
Woman of the Year.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. I see DJ of the year, gospel act of the year. Let me see. Woman. Man and woman. Okay, so the woman of the year is the most outstanding and dominant female act on the basis of the popularity of her recordings and activities within the year under review, including performances and social engagement with at least one video release of any of her recordings. This is voted for by the board, academy, and the public.
Yeah.
What would you like to know, please?
Yeah. I mean, and can you mention those who are in the category?
Yeah, I'm just pulling up the category.
Yeah, let's get the categories for you. Don't worry, Adam.
It's a lot. We have so Abiana, Amare, Diana Hamilton, Ifia, Eno Baroni, Jackie, Mabel Autry, and PAC Esther.
So what's your issue?
Yeah. The people were raising issues with some of the names, and I want to free for it. Yeah. So Abiana, Diana Hamilton, Eno Baroni, Jackie, Mabel Autry, and PAC Esther. So I don't like picking on artists. I mean there were some
names mentioned.
So the ones that you saw, share it with us so that we discuss it.
It says he doesn't want to victimize anybody.
I don't like that.
But you saw on social media, right?
Yeah, that is why I wanted to understand what goes into the definition.
What did you see on social media, though? I'm lost.
Yeah. Adam.
I mean, he can go over the definition again.
Okay, let me read it.
Go.
First one. You want me to translate it? I speak good Greek too as well.
Read them. Yes, no, bro. For now, you're okay.
Woman of the year. The category definition: the most outstanding and dominant female act on the basis of the popularity of her recordings and activities within the year under review, including performances and social engagement with at least one video release of any of her recordings. This is voted for by the board, 1, 2 academy, and 3 public.
All right. I get this definition.
But what were they not
vis-a-vis the names. I mean, I get it.
Yeah. Okay. You see, we are. If there's no. Now I feel like they are playing table tennis over my head.
I get it.
He gets
I
it
get
now.
it.
So are you going to educate them?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I mean, I want
And I
to
think
understand the category.
Don't worry. Tomorrow we'll look at the categories.
I'm fine.
We'll go into details.
And feel free to call me. Don't worry.
Is it because Empress Gifty is not there?
Oh, that's not the issue. I mean, that's
No, Adam, I don't understand.
I said I understand, but you don't understand.
Is it
now.
because
Me, I
Empress
understand now?
What issue do people have with this category? You didn't tell us about that.
That's why
No,
I
at
said
this point-
I
at this point-
don't like picking on artists.
Yeah.
I mean, when it
So why
comes-
did you raise it in the first place?
I asked of the category definition. I wanted to understand why they were saying that.
And we
So-
wanted to know what they were saying. You decided, 1, not to tell us. 2,
upon understanding the category definition, I
point
think
the
it's
point
fine.
doesn't matter.
do you believe, let me ask you this, because I know you have personal relationship with Empress Gifty. Do you believe she deserves to be in there?
That's not the issue we are talking about. It's about the category definitions. That's what I wanted to understand, and I've seen
Do you
it. And
do
I'm
you
fine.
believe that
The
some
man say you understand. Why you?
It's so cool because I mean, it was
Teacher,
just
I'll see your tears
it
here.
was just yesterday.
Son share.
Seriously, you don't know the number of months we've been waiting for a moment like this for them.
But I understand. Me say me tiase. Denti na me tiase.
Because it
Because
wasn't
I've not seen the category definition.
Okay.
okay.
That's why I asked for it.
Fantastic.
So when you read it,
If the
sometimes-
definition had not
Yes, yeah.
aligned with what is here, then maybe you have a point.
But we'll still continue after the show.
Nti denti a won tiase ne me tiase.
Until the internet.
Error.
Hello,
I'm on screen.
I think that I mean it's a good initiative. It's not easy putting out. I mean, this Charterhouse has some room for those who have corrections to make that appeal. I mean, with yours, which is more, it's like solely nominated by you, by your board and your team. I mean, do you have such a grace period for people to apply and be catered for with regards to errors?
We don't have a public grace period, but if there's a compelling argument that anybody puts forth, we are willing to listen. I mean, we are a human institution at the end of the day. Yes, we are doing our things in a certain framework, but if you came to me, if the category definition here would have not delivered, would have not met your expectations, and there would have been a problem, we would have chopped it out. And you are family, so if you reach out to me, I would have reviewed my thinking process that, hey, how do we communicate it? How do we solve it? I mean, we're a human institution, so reaching out to 3 media networks or 3 Music TV to say, hey, I think you missed this thing here, we'll give you the audience.
And since
we haven't commercially advertised that yes,
okay.
from this day to this day, send it.
And on the back of that, since you launched it on Friday, have you received any feedback?
No.
What's the feedback like?
Feedback is good. People are very excited to know that we're back. The general public are receiving it very well. All our nominees are excited to have been listed. And so far, all the press runs I've done, our press family have all been supportive and have showed their excitement as well. The same way you also said, we all miss it and, it's good it's back. So we are in a positive space so far. And since Friday, today is Tuesday, we know say Ghana, the Mata Day, they know the chair. And by now, so
Anyway,
yeah.
Kwame B minus.
Yeah, man. The last time we were here, I was talking about award schemes and I mentioned 3 music awards. And you, DJ Slim, and some of you in the studio,
What did we do?
you were like, 3 music awards. Are they still there? So now how can we? And I'm so, yeah, they're still. And I was, for the past 2 years, no more award. And I'm so, but we can't say because they've not held the award for 2 years.
1
we
year.
are writing them off like
1
that.
year. Oh,
1 year.
And here we are, 3 Music Awards is back on the road. I think it's a good thing. It's good for the industry because our music ecosystem also thrives when we motivate people, when we appreciate the work that they do. So as an industry, we need award schemes like these. We have TGMA, we have all these award schemes. And I remember how even in the past, even before we had TGMA, the industry was struggling to have a very formidable award scheme to make it thrive. ECRAG to ACRAG to Francis Doku even did one, MPEG Awards, MPEG Honors. It didn't last. Whole Francis Doku didn't last. We've had Base Awards, we have Foresight Music Awards. And so when 3 Music Awards wasn't coming, people were worried because we all know the kind of energy it came with, when people were trying to do comparison between 3 Music and TGMA with regards to organization, the main ceremony itself. They put in so much. If you watched the stage, you watched how they put things together, you could see these were people who actually wanted to bring some change into the industry. And so I understand why people were worried that they were sort of missing in the system. Some people said the musica sign, maybe all that. But we are happy that they are back. But I'm one person who usually wants to see difference, as in something that is quite a departure from what we know. Because if you criticize the TGMA for doing certain things, I expect the alternative to be quite different. But obviously, if you look at the categories, with the exception of maybe the Performer of the Year, alternative music, if you see
Viral song, which
I
is 100%.
I have my own issues with some of them that I would want to maybe raise.
Feel free and raise it. Yeah,
I see them taking a lot of inspiration from TGMA because you see categories like Afropop, Afrobeat. They used to have rapper of the year. When TGMA changed to rap performance, they changed. There are other categories that they have that I think it appears mainly they are thriving on the TGMA experience to do their work. But I would wish that even with the components, the composition of their board, academy, and public, they would have maybe named the academy a college or something. I still see the TGMA model in what they're doing, which I believe, it's not bad though, but I believe that it hasn't really made them so different from the Telesur Ghana Music Awards. But I like the fact that at least there are a few things they've added that make them quite unique. Things like Woman of the Year. I have an issue with that. I'll come to that. Woman of the Year. We have Emerging Woman of the Year. There is also Viral Song of the Year. I'm struggling to get the difference between Viral Song of the Year and there is one category, I think Digital Act or something.
Yeah.
viral song of the year and the song of the year. Because to me, most of the songs that we have now break out on social media. Most of them. A lot of them, even before the DJ would get to play the song, most of them are influenced by how the song is doing on social media. And so if you take the song of the year itself and you're looking at popularity, it's likely you might get about 90% of that popularity coming from social media. And the others might take the rest. And so if we have song of the year and we have viral song of the year, I struggle to get the difference between the two. I don't know if you're getting what I'm talking about. For performer of the year, I'm very happy they have that, because you see, most times we talk about how artists are not really putting out their best when they're on stage. You know, we saw the TGM experience where certain artists were bashed for not really even singing in key. They were drifting from the main key that they were singing in. So that is one initiative that I think it's commendable from their side, making sure that we have artists that go on stage, they put up the best performances. And lastly, before maybe we move on, there are category definitions. There is one thing we've criticized TGME for, the fact that most times some of these category definitions bring problems. And I could see that 3 Music Awards category definitions are even simpler and more vague than the TGME. For example, Artist of the Year. Where is it? Bring yourself. Artist of the Year says the most outstanding and dominant act on the basis of their recordings and activities within the year under review. And this is voted for by the board, academy, and the public. So if you talk about outstanding and dominant acts, how do we explain that? How do we define that? On the basis of their recordings, how many recordings? Is it an album? Is it an EP? Is it a single? And then activities within the year under review. Which activities are we talking about? Is it just about maybe you traveling, going on tour, going to play a show somewhere, you just visiting a radio station somewhere? I see their definitions are a bit simplistic. I don't know about any other person, but I believe that it appears they need a bit of explanation or expansion of the category definitions to me.
Especially when they talk about activities?
Yes.
You want to know what the activities comprise
exactly.
of.
Because if you say the most outstanding and dominant, I think it needs some more explanation.
The
on
metrics
the basis
to that.
on the basis of their recordings
Yeah.
and activities within the year under review. Anybody that takes this might ask so many questions. I don't know if the board or academy has a definition, an operational definition that guides them in selecting this. But other than that, for the public, if I see this, I will raise so many questions as to what constitutes the various, words in there, as an explanation. I don't know if Cyril has any explanations.
It's in a Kasama for has in
I thank you for your questions.
Cyril,
let me take it from the back towards the first question. Mm-hmm. With regards to the category definition, when Tyler won the Grammy for Water, people were surprised. Mm-hmm. But the justification for that would be the fact that it was a highly dominant song.
Yeah.
People, within the time span that Water was a success, other artists that dropped 2-3 songs that still could not compete. That dominance is what we are referring to in our phrase as dominance. It's either by consistency or by the longevity of any single output from the artist.
Okay.
Now, for example, if you want to mention a Ghanaian song that is dominant, you can mention Adonai. Because it has survived the ages, it has survived the trends, it has survived all the different things that have happened in our industry. That is dominance. Now, with regards to other activities, the world of music production and promotion now is totally different from what it used to be. That is why activities cannot be boxed into whether it's stage performance or club tour or friends and family meet and greet. Because every artist is now struggling, literally, to find a new way to sell their music. We've done the dance challenges, we've done the winner will take 1,000 CDs a week, we've done everything. So whatever as
the verse. Open verse,
we've done everything. Exactly. So if we are to list specifics of what activities we want to pay attention to and which ones we won't, we'll get in even worse trouble, and we might even alienate people's innovation.
Yeah.
So we are leaving it up to the creator that you are the musician. What activity are you going to engage in that is going to make your music attain that dominance while also being a very good musical production that entertains and has that commercial value and success? Tyler pouring water, people pouring water on themselves. If I came to you and said I want to do a challenge, let's pour water on ourselves. Maybe I'll bring some about them. But she executed it, and that is what broke the internet. Old people, young people, men, women, people did with their dogs. That is an activity. And I am not here to box that activity in. Tomorrow, if it is kerosene you want to pour on yourself,
and light yourself up.
That is your activity. So we know they're down there. We are begging. Don't light yourself. I beg you. Nobody should bath kerosene and light themselves or water. But you get what I'm saying. So activities cannot be restricted by definition. Then we are doing a disservice to innovation. Secondly, with dominance, we are talking about impact and consistency. Consistency, not that every week you are releasing. Consistency could be maybe every week you are releasing and it's a banger. Dope. International artists like Russ have released week on week until they went triple, quadruple platinum. That's dominance. Somebody too can release one song and for 8 months that song will hold all of us hostage. That's dominance. So again, the definitions are just as they are, and they are simple on purpose because music and creativity is not stagnant. Everybody sees something differently. We are all looking at this microphone. Oh, share. We share. At the end of the day, we are still looking at the same microphone. If I eliminate everybody else's view, then that's a very myopic definition I'm giving to what this microphone is. And we are not trying to do that. So I agree that it is open-ended, but I think the words are simple enough for us to take on face value and understand it as it is.
I think my follow-up question would be, so how is it going to be measured? Is it, if it's a TikTok challenge, is it going to be by the number of views or
ultimately impact?
It's
not that because you came up with a crazy idea and China is in the list. Your crazy idea has to be successful. That's what I'm saying.
So how do you rate that success level?
That's why the board and the academy come to play.
Okay.
Yes, that's why they are experts, they are technocrats, they are creative directors, they are people who have eons of experience in these things to be able to say that, okay, this thing is really the way they connected this and that promo and this. Now you realize that a lot of people do dance challenges. And because everybody is doing it, it's losing its substance. Because every time you're on TikTok, every other scroll you scroll is a dance challenge. So because of that, it's watering down the value and the impact. It started first, it was a marvel. But now it's part of rule number 1 on any artist promo plan is when the moment they are done mixing my song, dance challenge. Maybe it works for some. But some will also tell you that I do dance challenge way far. So that's why we'll measure impact. So activity, both artists will come under activity done. Whose activity was successful? Then we eliminate some. Out of the successful ones, which one was most impactful and innovative? We eliminate more. So there's a filtration process. That's why you have a board, you have an academy, and then you also have the voters.
So, I don't know whether this has been asked or has been addressed, but the other time I asked, if you look at the category, at the end you see that this is voted for by the board, academy, and the general public. Yes. What's the voting dynamics?
40% comes to the general public. The 60% is shared between the academy and the board.
Is it 30-30? Or how is it shared between the academy and the board?
30-30.
Okay, I have a question. So,
Kwame Dazi.
Oh, Anna.
Time catch.
Oh, is he going?
Yes.
I'm gone.
Yes.
Oh, how?
He has to be somewhere.
So I can't ask my last question.
Keep it tomorrow. We'll call him on the phone tomorrow.
I tell him I'm a big man.
Kwame V. Manos, thank you. I beg, hold on to that.
Big ups for maintaining the Woman of the Year.
Thank you.
Kwame doesn't like it.
Big ups for bringing back 3 Music Awards. I think it's good for the industry. We love it.
The whole team is grateful for it.
Sirio, thanks a lot for honoring our invitation this morning.
You call, bro.
3 Music Awards main event is slated for
28th September.
September 28th. So make sure when you hear the call, you grab your tickets and then you put on your shower, shada, and show me.
Chop something small, you're going to need energy.
Yeah, you're going to need energy as well to be at, what's the venue?
The Palms Convention Center.
Oh, okay. Oh, fine.
You sell
the new Willie. New Willie.
Palms Convention Center.
Yeah.
Will you serve palm wine?
For you alone.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. Rio 3 Music Awards is on this year, just so you know. And then we'll continue our conversation here on some things that happened on the show yesterday when Kwame A+ joined us. It's still Showbiz Review, proudly brought to you by Telecel. Telecel, connecting energies, Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, phone Papa Fee. Remix version, Abba. Or say still, CCTV cameras, Papa Fee. And Betway. You always get way more with Betway. Still Daybreak Hitz here on Hitz FM.
This is Hitz.